The year was 2147. Humanity no longer ruled the earth. The cities that once burned with neon lights and endless traffic had become silent graveyards of steel and ash. Skyscrapers stood broken beneath dark crimson skies, their windows shattered like hollow eyes staring into a dead world. The streets belonged to the creatures now. Vampires. Not the elegant monsters from old legends. Not the pale aristocrats hiding in castles. These creatures were something worse. They were hunters. Fast enough to outrun bullets. Strong enough to tear through metal doors. Intelligent enough to study humanity's weaknesses, and patient enough to wait centuries for civilization to collapse. People called them the Bloodborn. And after the event known only as the Fall Night, humans became prey. Nobody knew exactly how it began. Some believed it was a virus created during secret military experiments. Others whispered about ancient tombs opened beneath Eastern Europe. A few survivors even claimed the first vampire had awakened beneath the ruins of an abandoned cathedral. But none of that mattered anymore, because within 7 days, half the world vanished. Entire armies disappeared overnight. Governments collapsed. Airports became feeding grounds. Cities burned while screams echoed through the darkness. And then came the silence. The terrible silence after humanity lost. Deep beneath the ruined city of New Valen, a young scavenger named Kyle lived alone inside an abandoned subway station. The underground tunnels had become home to the last survivors. Makeshift camps flickered with weak lanterns while hungry people traded batteries, canned food, and bullets like priceless treasure. Above ground was death. Below ground was fear. Every night, Kyle climbed to the surface searching for supplies among the ruins. And every night, he followed one rule. Never stay after midnight, because midnight belonged to them. Rain poured heavily across the shattered remains of the city as Kyle moved carefully through the ruins of St. Mercy Hospital. The building looked like a corpse. Broken walls. Collapsed ceilings. Wheelchairs overturned in dark hallways stained with old blood. His flashlight trembled slightly as he searched abandoned rooms for medicine and clean water. That's when he heard it. A voice.
Soft. Weak.
Please help me. Kyle froze instantly. His hand tightened around the rusted knife hanging from his belt. Nobody cried for help anymore. Not in this world. Because vampires had learned something terrifying about humans. Hope makes excellent bait. The voice came again. Please. Against his better judgment, Kyle followed the sound deeper into the hospital ruins. Lightning flashed outside the broken windows. Then he found her. A young woman trapped beneath fallen metal beams near the emergency ward. Her dark hair covered part of her pale face, and blood stained her torn jacket. She looked human. Terrified.
Weak.
Kyle slowly approached her. Are you alone? The girl looked up suddenly. Fear exploded across her face. They're coming. The hospital lights instantly died. Darkness swallowed everything. Then came the sound. Tick, tick, tick. Long nails scraping slowly across the walls. Moving. Closer. Kyle's heartbeat slammed against his chest. Something was crawling through the darkness above them.
Fast.
Unnatural. He grabbed the girl's arm and pulled her free from the debris. Run! The two sprinted through the collapsing hallways while thunder shook the city outside. The sound chased them. Closer. Closer. Then silence. Kyle slowed slightly. Big mistake. The creature dropped from the ceiling directly in front of them. Its body was thin and twisted like broken bones wrapped in pale flesh. Black veins pulsed beneath its skin. Its glowing red eyes locked onto Kyle with animal hunger. And its mouth stretched impossibly wide, filled with rows of black fangs. The creature smiled, then attacked. Kyle woke up minutes later, lying in blood-covered water near the hospital entrance. Pain burned across his shoulder. The creature was gone, but the girl remained, watching him silently. Then he noticed her eyes.
Red.
Not human red. Vampire red. Kyle instantly grabbed his knife and staggered backward. You're one of them. The girl lowered her gaze sadly. I was. Rain dripped from the ruined ceiling between them. My name is Elena, she whispered. And if we stay here, we both die.
Cal almost laughed.
You expect me to trust a vampire? Elena slowly raised her hands. You should hate me. The sadness in her voice sounded real. Too real. Then she said something impossible. There's a king sleeping beneath this city. Kyle frowned. What? The first Bloodborn, she continued quietly. The one who created all the others. Lightning illuminated the hospital behind her. If he fully awakens, humanity ends forever. Kyle stared at her coldly. Humanity already ended. No, Elena whispered. Not yet. She stepped closer carefully. Because there's something inside your blood. Kyle's expression darkened. What are you talking about? Elena looked directly into his eyes. Fear mixed with hope on her face. The creatures hunting humanity, they were all created from corrupted blood. Her voice trembled. But you... Another distant scream echoed somewhere across the ruined city. Elena whispered the final word slowly. You are the last true vampire. And somewhere deep beneath New Valen, something ancient opened its eyes.